But one question.
Go on.
Sometimes when you are doing shooting, the majority of the time, who do you have in goal?
It's got to be Cliff, isn't it?
Oh my lord.
Wow.
What a start to the poddy. Love that.
But the moment's gone when you want to bollock someone. You're playing in front of 90,000 at
Yeah.
Wembley. What I can't get my head around here, mate. How do you not have a transfer market? Mate. I played against Yaya Toure, Eden Hazard, Cesc Fab. Oh, mate, come on, mate. What do you want me to do here?
Yeah. Yes, guys, this podcast does contain some strong language in parts. The idea here is to make our guests feel as comfortable as possible. This is one of my favourite podcasts to date. If you can rate our podcast on iTunes or Spotify, it would be much appreciated. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. This episode is sponsored by Skills Australia, the best sporting equipment on the market, and the Joner Football app. Enjoy this podcast, guys. It's a belter. Yes, guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the Joner Football podcast. I think it's episode 11. I'm just going to go with that one. I'm here with the legend Shano, and we've got an unbelievable guest today. Before I say who it is, though, are you ready for this, by the way? Because this is some intro.
Let's go.
Right. You ready, Shano?
Let's get him on.
Today's guest is an absolute cracker, and I've been buzzing about this podcast since we locked him in. Our guest today has played at the very highest level for the likes of Burnley, Southampton, West Brom, and is a QPR legend. He scored the winner on his Premier League debut against Manchester United at Old Toilet and can say on a night out with the lads that he's won a Premier League Player of the Month. He has played with and against the very best players the game has to offer and some incredible managers of the likes of Eddie Howe, Sean Dyche, Neil Warnock, I think, but we need to check that with you, and Harry Redknapp, to name a few. He is currently still balling in the A-League here in Australia for Brisbane Roar. From only knowing Charlie for a short period of time, he's as genuine as they come and very passionate about the beautiful game. Proper buzzing for this one. Welcome to the podcast, Charlie Austin.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for having me on.
What an intro that was.
Draw, mate. Mate, that was top draw. I thought I was having This Is Your Life then.
Oi. Not going to lie, a couple of wikis in there, Wikipedias.
Worries, mate.
Did you play under Warnock? Because we were
only briefly, only for like 3 games. He took over like in a period between Chris Ramsey and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank on my last 6 months there at QPR. He was good, but whoever I've spoken to that's played under him, it was brilliant. He was good for me, mate. Hey, get on this, right? Let me tell you what a knocker. So I never went on the lads' Christmas do, but my missus' birthday started December. So I was like, fuck it, come on. So we played Reading on the Thursday night, I said to her, a week leading up, I said, Gaffer, listen, I want to take the missus to New York. So we play Thursday. I want to fly Friday morning. I'll be back the night flight Sunday, land Monday morning. He's like, yeah, Chaz, no problem. Carry on. So anyway, leading up to the Reading game, there's talks, new managers coming in, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. I was like, well, I hope he don't come in soon. I'm off to New York, mate. Anyway, pre-match comes. He goes to me, Chaz, listen, turn your phone off after the game. I'm not getting the job. They're giving it to Hasselbank. I was like, you're fucking joking. He said, no, but if anyone asks, I'll give you the time to go to New York with the missus. Like, all right, fine. Anyway, play the game, win 1-0. Les Ferdinand comes in and says, right, tomorrow, lads, I know you're going on the Christmas do and you're flying at 11 o'clock, but I need everybody in for 8:30 to meet the new manager. There I was putting the hand up. Les, can I have a word, please? I went to New York 3 days, and the worst thing was when I was meant to fly back, there's a problem with the plane, so I was delayed. So you get back to Monday afternoon.
Wow. What a start to the poddy. Love that. What about that start, Shaz?
What about a story there?
I'm all about these stories, Charlie. Keep them coming if you've got any off the top of your head. How you settling into Australia, mate? How you finding it? I know I briefly talked to you at Ultra Football, but how you settling in?
Better now the kids have gone to school because they had 3 months off. Jonah, do you know what I mean? That's a long time. Break up over back home in July, don't they? Then because they didn't come over till mid-August, because getting everything sorted, they couldn't start the school until October. So they was off. But it was probably good because so they could get to see everything where we live and all that time to settle in for them. But still a long time off school. So now we're back to getting in the routine, them going feel a lot more relaxed now, a lot of weight off the wife's shoulders. So it's okay. And now the season started as well. So now that started, it kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, I love that. And obviously you're in Brisbane, Gold Coast. So how are you finding that?
Mate, I drive a golf buggy every day.
Good life, that, innit? Could be worse.
Yeah,
Could be worse.
Listen, I met Mooney in the summer, and he just told me about this, like the way Brisbane was, and I didn't know anything. I knew about the A-League a little bit. Started seeing it on BT, like you get back home, don't you, on a Saturday morning and stuff. I just put it on just to watch the game of footy, and anyway, I just in the summer I was like, well, I might have a crack at it. Next minute, all ball rolling, I met the gaffer and he told me about coming over here, the weather, like this, that, and the other. I didn't know what was going on with the football club. I'm not really interested. I'm here to play football, score goals and help the team. I have the off the field stuff. That's nothing to do with me. That's one of my things. I just control what I can control. The rest has got nothing to do with me. Anyway, I come over with a missus for 2 weeks. She found this house and in this like place where to live. All these people are driving around in golf buggies. I was like, where's the golf course then? Like, hole 7 can't be down here.
Couple of bad shots.
They was like, no, everyone just drives the golf buggy around like in this bit. You can drive it up and to this radius. I was like, we're living there. She went home. We got the gaff and I went and bought a golf buggy, mate. That's it.
Oh my God. Hey, you love your golf, don't you, Charlie?
Yeah, play off 10, mate. I just find it's a get away from football, mate. And you can put as mental as it sounds, it's like anything. Same you chaps, yeah? For 4 hours, you talk absolute shite to your mate. If the golf's good, it's even better, right? But you put the world to rights. And I like just being able to put the phone away in the bag and not really worry about what's going on behind the scenes. I always say to myself, this is how I'm playing. If anything, any emergency, just call the golf club. I like my phone will be in the bag.
Oh, Shane, if any of the lads are listening to this, I'm going to get hammered here, aren't I? We're proper avid golfers, Shane and I, and we're in a golf chat. All our best mates are like big golfers. Like I say this, and people look at me stupid, but I prefer golf over football. Like I absolutely love it. But yeah, I noticed you went on Tubes and YouTube on that. I was like, no way.
Yeah, man, I've done that. That was where was that? Southampton. I know Tubes from doing Soccer AM back home and stuff. And they just listen. I'm doing like the YouTube channel, all of that kind of stuff. We'll just come over to the golf club and play a few holes and not just have a chat. I was like, all right, fine. It's good fun, mate. Listen, golf is just, I don't know. It's a getaway. It's a release, I find. But 100%. If someone offered me to be a footballer or be a golfer, but the golfer has to be a top 10, top 20. Like, I don't want to be 150th in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be in the top. I want to be top 10, top 20, going for the majors. So then I think I'd roll the dice, mate, and have a good go at the golf instead.
Yeah. It is hard to earn money and make a career, but the live golf's gone crazy. You can play shit in that and earn money.
Mate, they're having it often. Like the fella, the Garcia, the young Spaniard, just 22, won 4 million at the weekend, and I mean it's ridiculous for it. Pat Perez is not finished in the top 10. He's picking up all sorts of points, mate.
That's what he's
in the team golf.
He's shot like 28 over in his rounds since he's been there, and he's won like whatever 3 million or something. I'm like, what?
Right, that's what I mean. You can see why the older boys have gone, like the boys that have had a good go on the PGA, and they've just gone, we're just going. But I would just be honest and go, do you know what? We just gone for the dough.
Yeah,
we've gone for the dough, mate. That's it.
Oi, I want to talk to you about that actually, Charlie. And this is one thing that I really admire about you, and it is the way you do your interviews. Like, it's very authentic. Like, it's coming from you and you mean it. Like, sometimes you see these footballers, they do interviews and they're like robots, bruv. It's like talking to a wall. They're all saying the same thing. They're all like controlled by their agents and stuff. And that's why I loved your interview on the weekend, because it's just a real interview, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Some people like it. Some people hate it. Some people, it's like anything. Some people think, oh yeah, he's a bell. And some people think, oh yeah, he's okay. Listen, for me, I've never been shied away from anything. If something's to be said, then I have no issue of saying it. But it has to have like meaning and a point behind it. After the game on Saturday, I meant what I said. I felt like we battered them. We did batter them without winning. And I think forget last year and the years before anything's happened with Brisbane. Like, people looking at that game go, do you know what? They're not a bad side, you know. They're if we score first against them, we'll score 4 or 5 again. against them. I felt that was the way the game was going. But that was just you can get caught in the moment, of course. When I've done the famous VAR thing, like I just got caught in the moment. That was just one of them things, just like snowballed. But I just think that especially over here now, you get interviewed at half time as well. I'd noticed Jay getting interviewed at half time and the lads on Friday at Sydney. I thought that was a little bit strange. But especially after the game straight away when they speak, the emotions are running high. Now, I think sometimes if we get beat throughout the season, they want to stick a mic in my face, it might be even more fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually, because when I watch the A-League and I see those halftime interviews, I'm scratching my head thinking, I want to get in, mate, speak to the lads or the gaffer, or especially if you lose.
It was even like this, getting like your head around the first one. So we finished the game, and then everyone kind of congregates to the middle of the pitch. Then you go and kind of like sign stuff for the fans in the balls and give like footballs to the fans to thank them for coming. Yeah. But if you've just been beat 3-0 and you have to almost do that, or like 3/4 of the team do that, you go off or get after the team. Like the moment's gone, like the dust is settled. It's like half an hour. You've got like a bit of cooling down period. I'm not sure how that's going to. For me, listen, I don't mind doing all this stuff, signing the stuff. That's absolutely fine. But if we get beat, listen, that's the last place I want to be, is walking around the pitch. I think maybe that must just be I don't know, a European thing. I'm not sure, English thing. I don't know. But for me, it's not. I'm not sure I'll be hanging around. I know many people will be thinking they don't want to hear this, but I'm not sure I'll be hanging about after games we got beat on the pitch, especially.
Yeah, love that. I think with me, because I've been in Australia for 10 years, Charlie, I'm always, because I live here now, my family's here, and I've got a business here that's striving. I'm always very careful about what I say about the A-League, but I just want to say this, that I really want it to change, and I really want it to get better in this country. And having players like yourself, characters like a big character, and obviously Nani, and it's going to be great for the league. And that's why I really like you, because you'll just say what's on your mind, just little things like that.
That's what I want. That's what I've kind of, listen, first and foremost, I've come over here to play football, win games of football, score plenty of goals, yeah? The marquee signing stuff's obviously new and all that, because you don't have it overseas. But if they want me to grow the game over here and grow the league, I have no issues with being the forefront of that. No issues at all. I generally don't. However, the A-League and Australian football in a whole have a shop window for 9 months, right? The Socceroos are playing the World Cup, Men's World Cup, and the women are holding the Women's World Cup next year. Now, we know how big the women's game is getting back home in the UK, and how big it already is. Like, you see how many young girls you train, and that young women and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's phenomenal, and how much interest there is now. If they don't seize this opportunity, the 9-month window, I don't think they ever will. And it will be a shame for a country the size of Australia if they don't grab this opportunity and really run with it. They're not going to grow it as big as AFL. I totally understand that, but they can still push on up the ladder and accelerate if possible.
Yeah, that's such a good point, Shane.
And is that are you saying like grow as in like push it more, like advertising games and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I know that's what I was saying. Like I said, I understand with the AFL and the rugby league here. You'll never compare it to rugby league here in Queensland. You won't in AFL, is it in Melbourne, Adelaide, etc. I get it, but I can guarantee, chaps, when you're driving to work and you put the local radio on, they're advertising the local AFL game or the local rugby league game.
Yeah,
I'm in Brizzy. There's nothing going on really. Nothing's on the radio saying, "Oh, Brisbane Roar back in the Suncorp this Saturday against Macarthur." There just wasn't. Like, so I understand. Like, they've got a short window because the seasons kind of overlap, or one finishes and it goes again. But they've really got to boost it somehow. Whether it's getting a school, I drive around here and you see how many kids, boys, girls, that play. You see it yourself, how many people come on your camps, how many people you're just doing individual courses with, how much in the junior game it's so big. And then there seems to be like a gap that can't accelerate into the next bit. I understand the 12 teams. There's no issues. It's a unique opportunity, but it's hard work to be a professional footballer. Like, it's hard work, but you've got to try and bridge that gap. And they've got a unique opportunity to make this game grow over here. The biggest countries out there.
Yeah,
I know. Oh man,
massive.
that
It's got
just so spot on.
Australia's got everything in place for that. You know, like it could be massive over here, but again, I don't know. It probably just needs that little bit of a push.
I think
it's the right time now.
My knowledge on it, Charlie, is I know this is a big issue. It's just the funding and the money that gets pumped into it. So you talked about the radio there. It's the same. I get frustrated. I'm like, there's not one talk about the Australian national team or the A-League fixtures coming up, and I think it all boils down to money. You know, where's the money going for the advertising and stuff like that?
There's got to be, and you're probably right, mate. But there's got to be something.
Yeah,
I understand the clubs have to generate their own stuff, and rightly so. So you've got to advertise your own product, but then the A-League have got to advertise their own product. And they've got. I understand they've only got 12 teams, but they're going to have to advertise them to the best of their ability. They really are.
Yeah,
for sure. Just one more. Like again, as Lee said, like I kind of obviously we work in this country, so you got to be kind of super careful what you say. But one thing since I've ever came to Australia, I find as a football fan, like the games in the A-League, the teams, for me. The experience when you go to the games, I feel like just the stadiums are just probably sometimes the stadiums are just too big to hold.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're having a 60,000 seater stadium with say 7,000-8,000 fans, you don't generate anything. And again, as growing up like on the other side of the world, it's all about atmosphere and it's about, you know.
Shane, I couldn't agree any more with you. Like we play at Suncorp, and listen, I think it's 40,000. It's an amazing stadium, and I've played in stadiums, St James's Park, Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford, I've been talking Wembley. I played Wembley, 86,000, mate. It's full, and the atmosphere is incredible. You're at Suncorp, because you're on the pitch, you're concentrating so much. You understand, so you don't this kind of background noise, but that don't mean you're not looking around and you can see empty seats.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I assume it just comes down to funding, and you just make 10,000 seat stadiums, you'd have better atmospheres. Don't get me wrong, the big teams down in Melbourne and Sydney have just got that amazing stadium that they're going to play out of from now. However, they need to be filled to make it more, I don't know, but make the advertising look better. So when you're on the TV watching, you're like, do you know what? That looks a great atmosphere there. You're not just seeing a group of 50 people and then 150 empty seats and then another 50, you know? So I don't know, there's small margins, but over here they definitely have the opportunity to grow the game so much, but I guess it all comes down to the funding.
Just on that though, I know I want to talk to you about your game against Sydney United in the FFA Cup, because I spoke to you briefly about it in Melbourne. Yeah. But Shane, going back to that atmosphere, I played in the one below the A-League, the NPL one over there, Charlie, and mate, those small grounds like Sydney United create such a good atmosphere. Like it was. And I remember like you guys being a little bit under the pump there at Sydney United. I've played at that ground. The fans are like so passionate and crazy. But it's good to watch, man. I enjoyed it.
This is what I mean. So that game was like so obviously the FFA Cup for me was all new. Of course, everything over here is all new, but it was an experience. And we'd been to Heidelberg, and it was a wet night in Melbourne. It wasn't great. It was dark. It was good, like gloomy. It was about 2 or 3 degrees. You know, it wasn't great for me. It was a typical night back home.
Yeah.
We played Avondale. It was lashing down with rain. No one there again, but it was fine. I went to Sydney, Astro pitch, 2 PM, roasting hot. And the Croatian fans there, what went on? The atmosphere was mad. But it was, as a player, for me, I can deal with it. And we only had there was only a few thousand, and you take that on the shoulders, but it makes you want to play better. It makes you want to.
Yeah.
For me, I like being the pantomime villain, so I don't mind giving it to them. But you want to play in front of them kind of more people, of course. But if that's all it is in that small stadiums, and you're going to get 10,000 in there, and it's going to be a great atmosphere and a cracking evening, like a cracking afternoon, night game, whatever it is, then do that. Don't do the big stadiums if you can't fill them and the atmosphere just dies away. Yeah, all respect. Listen, I watched Wellington the other night, and you just look around, and the pitch is the stadium's massive. No one's there.
Yeah.
No. I just, that Sydney United game sticks in my head because I had a real big buzz about it. But one thing stuck in my head that I wanted to talk to you about, Charlie, when I met you in Melbourne. Obviously, after I battered you in 2-touch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you did, yeah. You did.
Yeah, it was good crack. That. How much of a legend is Billy Wingrove, though? Such a down to
he's a good guy, mate. You're a really nice guy. I've met him a
superstar as
couple of
well.
times. Yeah, man, I've met him a couple of times because he's good friends with Ryan Bertrand. So they used to come in and do a bit with him at Southampton.
Oh,
And so I knew him only briefly. But yeah, what a guy, mate. And like, listen, they've cracked it, mate. And let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, smashed it. Billy's absolutely. He didn't get a minute, mate, the whole time he was here. He's just literally gone back.
Yeah, he's back in January. I think he's back over in January.
I'm going to be coaching his son. I think his son's proper into football.
Mate.
So
is his son a player?
Yeah, I think he's proper getting into it. Like so, but obviously a bit of pressure with him being Billy's son.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, I had a day booked with Billy, and the one day we were going to do some stuff, it absolutely pissed down in Sydney, like real bad. I was like, you just can't write it. But I remember when I spoke to you in Melbourne, and we were talking about that Sydney United game, and you said something that was really interesting, which is something that I want to see in this country since I've been here, which is a second professional tier.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
you were saying that although Sydney United beat you, you were saying that you think the gap is too big.
I didn't, and I said that to you. And when I said it to you, my next response was, however, them beating us doesn't look great.
Yeah.
When I spoke to Nooney on the same day, I said, use a batter them on a grass pitch. So I have no issues. Okay, so say we trial it. Say, right, we're going to think about it in 5 years, we're going to do it. However, when we play the FFA Cup, they must travel to A-League teams at home. Whatever the draw is, they go there. Let me tell you, mate, Sydney United, for whatever it is, they played Western on Western's pitch out. They didn't touch the ball, mate. They didn't even have a corner against MacArthur.
Yeah.
But you need to understand, like the NPL, it is great. The competition is great for them because it's for the A-League stuff, the back end. I understand that, but it generates an income for them and the media attention as such. But you need to remember that it's all for them. Everything's for them. Always at home. You always play at home. So maybe in time it might happen, but at the moment, mate, I don't see the gap. I've only been here a couple of months. Who am I to say that? But I just think the gap's too big, mate. I'm only going off what we've played here. Also, don't forget we've played some NPL teams in Queensland, and they're shite.
To be honest, mate, I wanna back that up because it's a big topic at the minute, and it's something in Australia that everyone wants to see, which is a second tier. Promotion, relegation is a big one that I've been saying. Like, what happens to them teams in the A-League that are not fighting for top six anymore, and they've got nothing to play for because there's no relegation. And in your career, relegation battles in where you grew up,
let me tell you,
massive.
50%, mate. Chop. That top line is 50% chop, mate, in the following season. But not only that, but I totally understand what you're saying. I totally do. Listen, there's things that happen. You get relegated back home. Okay, your personal money, whatever your agent or yourself have agreed, regardless of that, you have 50 staff, mate, at the club lose their jobs. So forget the football player at the time. You remember the people at the staff, mate, staff at the football club's ticket office, they're losing their jobs. There's got to be, so in that kind of bit, all right, I'm here going back on myself a little bit. I also agree that you do need relegation and a promotion, but I just think the second bit is the gap's too big for that to happen at the moment, because there's got to be, if you're having one, if you're not making the top six with I don't know 6, 7, 8 games to go, it looks like you're a long way getting there. Then there's got to be like repercussions.
Yeah, that's what's been missing, in my opinion, in the A-League for years.
And I agree.
Going back on what you said, though, I met Shane, right? I've known Shane in my life. He's been in my life flipping too long now, Shane. But I met Shane on trial at Central Coast Mariners. When we, So Shane's played at Sheffield United. I was at Wrexham, who flipping up the mighty Wrexham. They're flying now, right?
Mate, flying, mate.
Maybe go and sign for them, brother. Cabbage.
No, mate, they're having it off. That's too far from my house.
But no, when I thought I was fit, and Shane as well, when I went and trialed at the Central Coast, I was miles off it, mate. Like miles off it. And I which I thought, I'm not going to be too out of shape here. I was, mate. And then it made me realize it was quite a big jump. I don't know if it was for you, Shane, but I felt like I was miles off it with my fitness when I went to an A-League club.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I'm I'm back on what Charlie's saying there. I do think the gap is too big. But to go back on like what we talked about earlier and talked about like the product of an A League, like it might be too big the gap, but like you going and playing, say Sydney United twice a season, or going and playing someone twice a season, all right, like whatever. But at least it generates, I don't know, something a little bit different than the same. For me, I'll be honest with you, I've looked at A League as it's just a fishbowl. Like, so for me, the players are in that fishbowl and they just go around the clubs and it's,
listen,
do you know what I mean?
I'm with you 100%. What I can't get my head around here, mate, how do you not have a transfer market? How do you not? So basically, lads sign 2 or 3 years deals. They might not kick the ball, make one first team appearance, never played, don't have to lift the finger, still get their dough.
Yeah, no.
You can't be fucked off out of it. Or what is the thing? Let's just say, for argument's sake, let's go someone from Brisbane or someone from Perth have a phenomenal year, right? Midfielder, defender, or attacker, whatever. They do great this year. And Melbourne City want them. They can't have them because they've got 2 years left on the contract. But if they go and pay 500 grand for them, surely that's helping Brisbane, helping Perth, whatever it is, generate something. How? Where is the goal? There's no reason for anyone to go and score 20 goals. All right, they might get something overseas. I totally understand that. That is the bigger picture. But then that's a total different kettle of fish to fucking scale this from here to back home.
Yeah.
But players just bounce around the A-League for free for no. I don't know. Sometimes I think about it and I think, did they do this right or not? How to have no transfer market, let alone if you're not in a transfer market, you've got to have a draft of some sort. Just copy the American model if that's the case.
Yeah, 100%.
Not a bad shout there. So
this is why we need Charlie Austin guys. You know what I mean?
But like it's like I just find like we obviously work with young players a lot, and there's no way it's hard for players.
But that's what I'm saying. How do they get in?
Because
that's what I was going to ask you.
But there's players that have had bad seasons 3-4 seasons in a row, but they're still in the league because they've been there and I'll pick them up, and it's just like, there's no real repercussions for being.
That's what I was going to ask. That's what I was going to ask you too. So, listen, you do the coaching. Man or women, it don't matter. You think both of you, one of you do the session, you're not together. One of you get on the phone and say, "Oh my God, I've just had this young boy, young girl. She's got it all." Where's your is there a path to get them in or not?
This is what I want to talk to you about, and people are going to be like, "Oh my God, Lee and Shane like a broken record," because we've talked about this so many times, Charlie. Right?
I'm only asking.
It's an unbelievable question, mate. It's like, this is what happens, right? They train, and they get to 15 and 16, and it's like they come to a red light. It's like they have nowhere to go. And if they don't get into your Sydney FCs, your Western Sydney Wanderers, or the clubs in Sydney, or any of the A-League clubs, it's like bang, dead. We see it on a regular basis. They're like, "Lee, what can I do now?" We try and help them, and then bang, they just quit. Now, if you're looking at someone like Jamie Vardy, right, that maybe, and we looked at your wiki before about getting released from a few clubs, and but then you go to a different club and you graft and you work better and you do well, and then bang, you get to the level a little bit further down the line. That just doesn't happen here. Like the kids, they get released from one club, and then it's like, shit, got nowhere to go now. And I kind of feel so sorry for them because, I've got loads of my mates that I played with that didn't quite get to that level, dropped down a couple of levels, and then eventually got there.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what it's like here, and it just gets a little bit frustrating. There's no clear pathway for them if they're not or in these A-League clubs,
Yeah, no, of course. That's tough, isn't it? That's
very
tough,
hard, mate.
That's tough. Like, let me move this. Got fucking light. Just bury your fucking thing.
But like the country, like Australia is massive, and there's 12 professional football teams in it.
So, mate, Brisbane, like Queensland, how big that is? One.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying we need 4 or 5, but one.
Yeah.
Like you go back home and say how many professional football teams are in London? But like 60, I don't know. It'd be mad.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers, Shane, but it'd be ridiculous, mate. It'd be ridiculous.
I think really as well, though, like me and Shane have talked about this. I think we've just got to stop comparing the A League to like the Premier League and stuff.
No, you can't do it. No. Well, let me
it's
stop
just
you there.
impossible.
No. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there, mate. That is something you have to stop doing. That is something that you cannot do. The better players from here go to Scotland. You don't compare the Premier League to the SPL. So why are you comparing the A League to the Premier League?
100%. Spot on.
That's just my opinion. That's my opinion, mate. Straight to the point.
Last little question on the A League. I'm going to move on because I want to talk about your career, man. You've had some career, but the last question I want to ask you, I asked Lafondra the same question. Are you good mates with Lafondra or played against him? Or?
No, I played against him when he was at Reading and stuff like that, yeah.
He's been on the poddy. I asked him, if you were to compare the A League in European, where would you put it?
I don't know.
It's a hard question.
Yeah.
To be fair, now in your defense, you've only had a small sample. You've played one game.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult question.
I don't think you compare it to England
at all. None of the levels.
It's different, right? Forget the question a minute. The A League football and the Australian way to play football is very, very, very different to English football. They want to pass it sideways and back and keep the ball. That's fine. Instead of sometimes there's nothing wrong with going in behind, whacking it up there. You can't score from up there, can you? I think they're different football. Middle Championship League One, I don't know. I don't really know where I sit. Ask me that at the end of the season. I'll give you an answer.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Love that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Charlie, let's have a little chat about your career then. How did it all start for you, and when did you really think, because this is more for our young, because we get a lot of young players that listen as well, obviously. When did you start to think, you know what, I can play a bit, I'm gonna go right to the top here? Because you've played in the best, in my opinion, the best league.
All right. I'll break it for you. So break it for the younger one, so it'd be easier. The second part of that question will come later on. I was 8, playing in the school team, and I was just better. When you're younger, you just think about goals. Don't really technique. I was just goals. Love watching Shearer when I was growing up. So just goals. I played for my local team, Hungerford. I think one of them, I used to score like 6 or 7 every time I used to play. And I got scouted by Reading at the time when I was 9, which is fine. I went and trained twice a week with them and played games on a Sunday. So playing like Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, or teams like that. Problem was I wasn't able to play with my teammates, my school friends, on a Sunday, because he was playing for the academy. So that was fine. 2 or 3 years went through, and I was learning and I was picking up obviously different things. But I was playing the school games. It was pretty much similar. And then I got to 13, right? And this would be like for the smaller girls and boys listening now and stuff. I never grew, mate. I never grew. So I was only like a scrawny little boy playing football, and the goals, as you got to that bit, the goals really weren't enough, because then the striker needed to learn the hold-up play and the link play as such. When you're like 8 or 9, you don't need that, do you? You know, when you're like getting 30, you're like learning the game with more. We're playing like teams from West Ham, boys around London, massive 6 foot already, like 13 foot. I just didn't enjoy it, mate. Didn't enjoy it. 14, I went through the 14s, just kind of limped through a little bit. I had a year left on my deal. I just said to my dad one day, Dad, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I don't want to make you and Mum drive me to Reading twice a week and then go around the country, play games on a Sunday. I just felt million miles. I just felt like a million miles off it. And we went in. He said, "Are you sure?" My dad was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't feel like." He said, "Okay, no problem." So we just went in, agreed to leave, and I just went and played for my local team for the next 18 months, and I loved it, mate. Not because I was the best player or the top person. I not fell out of love of it. The enjoyment wasn't there. The spark in the candle wasn't there for me. Like, it didn't get my juices flowing. And as soon as I went back playing, I found the love of it. I was very fortunate. My last year at school, year 11, 15, my uncle ran a men's team, dog and duck men's team, right? But he just said, just come and play. Just come and play and just see how it goes. So I just played men's football from 15. I was getting booted back home when I was 15. Took about 4 or 5 games. No one really wanted to tackle me. Then all of a sudden I was just getting pelters. and kind of went on from and then just went on from there. Played like Hellenic League, which is down the south, for 3 years and stuff like that. My parents moved to Bournemouth, and I was 18 at the time. And I come from a small town like Hungerford, and I was like, do I really want to go? Like, working for my old chap anyway, building, but I can drive from Bournemouth, but it's easier from where I am. And I was just like, right, I'm just going to go. The worst thing that I moved back and lived with my nan and granddad. Anyway, I went, mate, and the manager that I was at put me in contact with Paul Town. And I just went and played for them and just took off, mate. Just took off. Something just clicked. I think it was because I didn't know anyone. Now I need to be taken out of my comfort zone. Because where I lived, everyone knew me and knew I could play in the local areas. So I need to be taken out of my comfort areas. And you have to prove yourself all over again. Mate, I just took off, ended up scoring
48 goals, was it?
46. It was 46 and 46. But I was on for a bullseye, and the manager had to give me an FD bonus. And we beat a bottom of the league 10-0, and I was an unused sub.
Oh.
But yeah, that was it. Like, it just went from there. And then I went to Bournemouth off the back of that. So mate, I went on holiday with my mate, come back 2 days later, we played Bournemouth in a pre-season friendly, and I battered Jason Pearce, their centre-half, peeled off the back of him and scored a header. Next day I got a phone call from the manager saying, Eddie Howe wants you to come in on trial.
Wow.
I was like, what? So I did 6 weeks within the pre-season, and they couldn't sign me because of the transfer embargo. And this is where it goes back. I was like, back to square one. Right, it doesn't matter. I can earn decent dough in like the non-league. But at the time, I didn't really think I was picking up a one. I playing for Paul Town, but I thought I'm going to pick up 400 or 500 quid there playing non-league. Swindon was on, and I kind of went there. And when you boys, it's funny when you boys say like you was on trial at Central Coast and you felt like the fitness kind of thing. Where I had the 6 weeks at, and I always say this, I always tell that, where I had the 6 weeks at Bournemouth and went into Swindon off the back of a professional pre-season, that's why I could hit the ground running when I went in there.
Wow.
Gave it a springboard. Like,
I just want to go back.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to something that you said. You said you were 15 playing men's football, getting booted about, right? Yeah. We get loads of kids over there that are trying to get to MPL 1, which is one below the A League. And they're like 17, 18. And myself and Shane are like, you need to be playing men's football. Drop down into dog and duck if it means you have to. And and play against men. Like, physicality is different, and you'll learn way faster than playing under 18s or 20s. Yeah, mate. I couldn't agree anymore. And anyone listening, I was 15, like year 11, playing on a Sunday with my local team, and on a Saturday playing men's football. It was bang average, but it was steady standard. You know what I mean? From I was 15, so I was learning the game. I left school, and I didn't really want to play youth team. I was then playing men's football on a Saturday afternoon, and then I would play in the pub league on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
But that's what I was learning, and I do look through my career, and that helped me, like just learning the small dark arts, I guess, and being able to look after myself. I had to learn. It was like to sink or swim, mate, at 15, 16. I was shy away from this and not play football with men for like 2 years, or just get on with it. And lucky enough, I just got on with it.
And to go back though, did you start to grow? Like, did you fill out?
Yeah, when I got to 17, I started to grow. I worked as a pod carrier for my dad, so I was lifting the building materials every day. So that kind of helped. But then I filled out a bit more, mate. Yeah, I was, honestly. It's mental. I remember I turned up to Swindon on I turned up to Swindon on trial, right? And drive Vauxhall Corsa. My back light was all smashed. Mate, my back light was all smashed. So I reversed into a lamppost. And because I couldn't afford to get the wire fixed at the bottom, it was all just dangling about. They must have thought, who is this old boy turning up here, mate? Honestly. But I do look back and I think that was before I obviously went to Paul Town, playing men's football early was so important for me.
Some classic stories. So, were you a youth player at Reading?
No, through the academy, from like 9 to 15. From the under 9s to the under 15s, but really under 14s, I think I was only there maybe a month, 6 weeks in the under 15s bit.
But Swindon is where it started happening for you. Big time.
Quick. Yeah, like I went there, like I say, the pre-season helped me at Bournemouth. Then I went into the Swindon one, and I played a trial game against Swansea and scored in that. signed like the following week. So I've been with my missus, my wife for years, and we was together there. I remember being at her house, and Danny Wilson rang me and was like, "Hey Charlie, I'd just like to ring you and just let you know that we're going to offer you a deal. So as you speak to your dad and your family and let us know and come and sign it." I was like, "Oh, okay." I put the phone down. I was like, looking at her like, "Babe, what is going on here?" Signed a 9-month deal. I signed a 9-month deal, mate. I was on 300 quid a week. Yeah. 500 appearance for 9 months. That was my deal. Yeah. Just a 9-month deal. No 18-month. None of that. It was a 9-month deal. So I had everything to gain and absolutely nothing to lose, didn't I? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So I've gone in there and I didn't care, mate. I generally did. I had everything to gain, nothing to lose. So I didn't care. I played like a couple of resi games, scored in them, made my league debut was at Norwich away, 25,000. When this league won, when they had Grant Holt and Chrissy Martin, Fraser Forster played in goal for them. Yeah, that was my debut away. We lost 1-0. 25,000 there away to Norwich was phenomenal, mate. That was 6 weeks in.
Wow.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, mate. And then I made my debut 2 months in, November 3rd November 7th against Carlisle, and scored after 3 minutes.
How was that? What was that like?
Mate, so the night before, I was rooming with Michael Timlin. The night before, it lashed down in Carlisle. Half the pitch was flooded, mate. I'm thinking, fucking hell, I'll make my debut here. I'm not even going to play. So I was nightmare. Anyway, they cleared the boat up to all fine, sunshine and that, to play the game. I was like Simon Ferry, Scott Cuthbert, and that was giving me a bit before the game, like don't be nervous and all this kind of stuff, like sticking it on, mate. Bit of banter. Anyway, gets out there. I just remember the ball going wide and Billy Painter was like half crossing it, like scuff cross really. I just got in front of the man. My first touch, like with my studs, it just dropped. Whack back across him. Lenny Pidgley was in goal. And that was it after 3 minutes. And I looked up at the clock and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Then I looked up at the clock, mate, thinking it's close to half time, 17 minutes gone. I was blowing. I come off after about 51 minutes. I think we won 1-0. Warm. I just took off then. I think I scored 10. I scored 10 in my first 11 in the next 11 games.
That's class, man.
That's brilliant.
I love stuff like that. And then Burnley, moving on to Burnley. Absolute bags. Who signed
you? Who was the manager at Burnley when they signed you?
Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
He tried to get me at Bournemouth, and they went to Burnley.
What was Eddie Howe like?
Top banana, mate.
Really?
He helped me so much.
Really?
Afters, he wanted to do one-on-one with me all the time. Afters,
really?
But like cross it, like I back my ability heading the ball, no issue. The movement bit, like I said, the instinct and all that kind of stuff. But he used to help me with my runs when the ball was in wide areas. He'd like just put two mannequins, but offset them. So you'd have to go round the furthest one and then dart to the front post and get across the mannequin, and the ball would come in that you have to finish, whether it was with your head or whatever. You know when the ball gets whipped in this and you ain't got a lot to do, you just got to guide it in, whether it's with your head or whether it's the side foot.
Yeah.
That was it. I used to work on that all the time. And then he'd have me just doing it 3 times a week.
Wow.
And the next minute, I just found it in my game that they was just the runs I was making.
That's mad.
Just getting across, getting across the front man.
Go on, mate.
I was just saying, like, you're talking about heading, and Eddie Howe was working a lot with you one-on-one. How often does that happen at the top level? Because a dream job of mine is to work at a really high-level club doing one-on-one. Yeah. I've had a few offers lately, but it's just been a bad time because I've just had a newborn. But like, that is my dream job, saying, like, pulling you aside and saying, let's go, Charlie, let's do a bit of some specific finishing drills, you know?
It happens, mate. Like, all the lads want to do it. Now, the way the game's going is everything's about sports science and loading and all this kind of crap. But I understand that. But ultimately, you need to do all the stuff on the pitch, don't you? Listen, if I'm like, you have too many to kick too many balls, you run too much. Hang on a minute, I ain't scored for 10 games, mate. So I need to work on the craft, mate, on the pitch. Don't worry about me going to the gym lifting weights. I need to work on my craft. That's going to keep the wolf away from the door.
Shane, isn't this everything we talked about with GPS trackers on the last podcast? We did.
Yeah, listen, man. I see it, mate. I see it. I had a good giggle. Mate, about the GPS trackers. Like, do me edit. Like, just they're okay, I understand it. But back home, like in the Prem boys, you look at the majority. I think only Wolves are the only ones to wear the trackers. Now, everywhere in the stadium have but in the stadium they have the technology to just pick it up.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. That's why you don't see any other Prem boys really wear it. You know, you can notice when lads have got them on, can't you?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do you wear them for your games at Brisbane or not?
Yeah, I broke two of mine.
Not
on purpose, but like, no, definitely not running too much or running too fast, mate. Don't worry about that.
But
just get into a tussle. You don't really notice it, mate, because you wear them every day in training.
yeah,
You don't really notice them in the game, and it's just, I suppose the way the game's evolved now, it's become part and parcel.
yeah, I wanted to speak to you about that because I posted a clip of Thierry Henry doing a podcast, right? And he hit the nail on the head about like skill in football is being devalued. And I think I said to Shane on the last podcast that fantasy Premier League and like, I just feel like the game is going down a bad path of like, it's just all about goals and assists. And I think you may have seen this on our last podcast, but what are your thoughts on that, Charlie? Like, I feel like, I don't know, like players like Zidane who used to run a game and his touch and the way he used to play, like if he was playing now and he wasn't getting goals and assists, people would think he's shit, mate.
Yeah, but you even got to say Paul Scholes, mate. Play against Paul Scholes, don't get the ball, mate. You play against Lampard, play against Gerrard, mate. What people don't understand now, right? Go back. The number 4 role was created by Claude Makelele because he won the ball back so much. He sat in front of the back 4 and allowed Ballack and Lampard, the better players, to attack, and he controlled that bit and created the spaces. And why do you have Claude Makelele in your team in the fantasy? No, you wouldn't. But you need to part that, and because you wouldn't.
True.
But for your team, he'd be there. You would have him, and he created that role. I want to play in the 4. Everyone says, "Oh, I want to play in the quarterback role now." Years ago, mate, it was our Makelele role. We played in the 4.
Yeah, spot on.
That is
spot on,
absolutely spot. That's what I'm getting worried about with football, though, Charlie. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gone very stats based. Like a lot of what you see, like even like this, like expected goals and stuff. That's like being always constantly fed. Like obviously we grew up watching Sky Sports and stuff, so I still listen and watching it every day, pretty much. And that they always give you that stat. I don't know whether
it always comes up. No, it always comes up. There's a guy I used to work with on TalkSport. I can't think. That's at 5 Live. I'm not sure. I can't think of his name. But he really, like, I mentioned it to him, and he just reeled off like why it's so important. Now I understand, like the areas. Let's say for argument's sake, let's use Haaland because he's obviously scored 20 goals this year. And if you looked on the map of where he scored his 20 goals, they are in the width of the box. Now, they're never like wide outside the 6-yard box or outside the box as such. That's, I think, what they go off. But ultimately, every goal is the fucking same. Don't worry about expected goal. If you miss a sit, he's expected to score that. Oh, he wouldn't expected to score from there. Shut up. It's a pointless stat, mate.
100%.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. It's like, oh man, it's just.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Joner Football app.
Today's episode is sponsored by the Joner Football app, the #1 training app for football. The Joner Football app has everything you can think of when it comes to playing football. Mindset training, diet plans, and programs for all levels and abilities. Coaching in your pocket. To try the Joner Football app for free today, head to the link in our bio or go to www.jonerfootball.app.
What do you think of Haaland?
Oh my God.
I think it's brilliant.
Just switch it up.
Yeah, I put a tweet up, didn't I, the other day when I woke up. I think it was just before I think it was the second half. It was half time in the Copenhagen game. And he just scored 2, didn't he, before half time. And it's instinct, mate. What he does in that 18-yard box going forward, you cannot coach. You two might be the best coaches in the world. In about the next 10 years, 15 years, like you've both gone to do your dream, whatever you want to do, yeah? But let me tell you, when it comes to top strikers, it is pure instinct. The outside the box, he's interested to link, but watch his second movement, mate. He don't want to have He don't want to have more than 2 touches. When it comes into it, it's control, set. Where can I score? Face a maximum opportunity.
Yeah, I've noticed one thing about his movement. He'll check one way, play on the the shoulder of the defender and then check the other way, and he's just got that half a yard. And then with the players he's got around him at City, it's just like, bang.
And
They're going to find him.
But right, let's be honest. I don't know if he's. I know with our Liverpool fans, I don't like Man United. However, I love Ronaldo for what he is. Yeah. Have you seen the stat going around yesterday? Graham Souness said, if Haaland plays from now, Haaland plays till he's 38, he has to score 43 goals in the next 16 years consecutively
to stay with
reach
Ronaldo.
If he doesn't score, if Ronaldo stops now, Shane, don't score, Haaland has to score 43 goals in 16 consecutive seasons.
Oh my God.
That's actually scary. That's actually scary, no, Charlie.
No. It's phenomenal. His stat for Real Madrid is something like 480 games, 451 goals.
Frightening. It's frightening, isn't it?
Are you Messi or Ronaldo, Charlie? It's so.
No, it's not. They're two different players. For me, I love Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And do you know where is it? I think Pep said it a week ago, and it wasn't about Ronaldo and it wasn't about Messi. It was on about Haaland. Haaland needs his, and I compare this to Ronaldo. Haaland needs his team. Messi don't need anyone. And I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true with Ronaldo. Ronaldo needs his team, needs his service, where Messi can just turn it on.
Yeah.
And do it himself. So
I thought that quote was worldy.
I did, mate.
Oi, QPR then. Rio Ferdinand follows us on Instagram. Did you play with Rio?
Yeah, I played with Rio, but obviously he came and he was going for a tough off the field time, wasn't he? With his wife passed away and stuff. He come in, nobody knew what was going on, and he done so well. And when he come in, broad shoulders and stuff, you just listen to him talk. Rio Ferdinand, mate, played centre half for England, centre half for Man United, won Champions League, been the World Cups, been the Euros. What he used to say to me was Van Persie. He used to just say, try and get 3 or 4 shots off every half. That's all Van Persie used to do. Try and shoot as much as possible. And if you don't, ask yourself question why. Make sure you put yourself in the best position possible to score goals. And that was it, really. But when he came, like I say, he had so much in going on in his head away from football. And I think that kind of sidetrack, rightly so, made football was 4 or 5 down the ladder in comparison to his importance of what is going on. And people sometimes don't really look at that. But in general, I played with players there, mate, was ridiculous. Yeah. I went there the first time, mate. So I signed a deal, and I failed a medical hold. I done my knee when I was 14, tore my cartilage. No, 15. I essentially was playing men's football. Then on the Sunday I play. I tore my cartilage in my right knee.
No.
Yeah, mate. So I've got no cartilage in my right knee, no shock absorber. But anyway, the fucking surgeons cut it away. So I've got like 40%. So I've just got bone on bone just going like that, right? So 14. So just doing like the NHS rehab, and I was like 16. So you want to play, don't you? Just quickly get back, play at the park, play with your mates. So I've just got on with it. Now I can't. My right leg like straightens to about 90%, something like that. And and it's mad. So when people see it, they're like, "What? You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be that." So I fell in a hole. Go to QPR. I pull up the first day. Go underneath the barrier. As I pull in and park, get out of my car. Joey Barton, who's a good friend of mine now, like just about to get in his car, looks at me, gets in his car, off ski. No hello, no nothing. I thought, what a fucking start. This is bellend. I was like, fucking what a start. Then the next day he come in and was like, mate, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise it was you. I was in a rush. I was having a nag with the old woman. And he took me out for dinner. They took me out for dinner after the Sheffield Wednesday game, and it was spot on for me. It was brilliant. We had him, we had Richard Dunn, but that geezer is the most underrated centre half for a long time, Shane, I swear. What a fella.
This guy, what's his nickname? The Honey Monster or something? The Honey
Monster. Yeah, the Honey Monster, mate.
Massive.
Yeah, he was good. But I've gone in there. So, Lee, I've gone into QPR. You think all the names. I've only played at Burnley and Swindon. I've gone in there, mate. You got Adele Taraps in there, about to go on loan to Fulham. Tarbs was obviously ridiculous. Loic Remy, when I turned up, I was like, look, you obviously stay and we get like QPR back up. Just small talk. He's like, Charlie, maybe next year I'm just about to go on loan to Newcastle. I was like, what? But then the 2 lads that was started on, when I signed on the Thursday, first train on the Friday, the season started on the Saturday. Andy Johnson and Bobby Zamora was the two centre forwards,
Two
and they
players
tore
then.
it up for Fulham. And I'm thinking, what's Redknapp brought me here for? Boom, first opportunity, mate. Wallaby had me straight in there. But I just had, it walloped me straight in, and I just took off. My first game was Exeter away. The best goals are always the ones you don't know about. Corner come in, centre half headed it away. Jermaine Genius hit one, shank, just hit me on the shin, didn't even know, diverted passing the goal. Like, get in off the mark. Off the mark, mate. But that was it, and just kind of took off. I scored 20 goals in the season, scored 2 in the playoff and semi that got us there. And then we was down to 10 men at Wembley. Mad. We got absolutely battered, mate. We didn't have a shot on goal, shot on target until Bobby scored in the 89th minute. I played left wing for the last half an hour because Gary O'Neill got sent off.
I remember that. I remember that game.
Yeah, it was the biggest robbery ever, mate.
We've had Nick Montgomery on the poddy as well. He said like the playoffs in the Championship is the best experience he's ever had.
I've only been in once, but played 1-1-1.
Oh, cheers.
No. But I have been. Listen, I've been in the League One playoff final and got beat 1-0 to Millwall. Which is, listen, you get in the playoffs of any league, it's brilliant because if you win them, they're great. But the Championship one, because the goal is the Premier League, mate. You're playing in front of 90,000 at Wembley. You win that game, you go into the thing. It's just
good night out or what? What
was the party like that?
2 days, mate.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Love
it was
that.
Brilliant, mate. And that was it. And then I was like, mate, this is brilliant. What? So go back, right? This is going to sound mental. I'm skipping back and forth, but you'll understand what I'm saying. Remember when you asked me when did I think I could make it?
Yeah.
Now this was like the start. Now I've made to the door. I'm at the door of the Premier League. Yeah, it's open. Now it's my opportunity to take it, ain't it? So when you said about reaching to the top, this was my opportunity. Now I was thinking we was linked with every player, this one, but Harry Redknapp never brought a striker. So he backed me to go and deliver. I was like, right, we played whole first game of the season and I missed a penalty. Steve Harper saved it. And I was like, fuck.
Where'd you go?
Nightmare.
Where'd you go with your pin?
I copied the same as what I did. Keeper's right. I did the same as what I did in the playoff final. I did when I'm going to keeper's right, I kind of just do a bendy whip.
Yeah.
He saved it. It was crap. And honestly, I was like, what? And then the worst thing is I do goals on Sunday the next day.
Oh.
And they was just like, and the next minute, the detail in this penalty arm was this is the last place I needed to be. But it kind of just went on for now. I scored against Sunderland 2 games later. Redknapp gave me full belief. I scored the goal against Southampton, then just took off. And before Christmas, I'll tell you when it got, I scored a hat-trick against West Brom. We was 2 down after 20 minutes. And I scored a hat-trick and we won 3-2. And after that game, I thought, this is where I want to be. This is me. I feel like I'm cemented now. I was the leading English scorer by Christmas. I didn't get called up to the England squad in March because Harry Kane was flying at Tottenham also at the same time. Didn't have as many goals, but obviously the credentials that he had behind him for the England setup, it was just, I assume it was a no-brainer. Listen, I finished the season with 18 Premier League goals. I missed 2 penalties. We got relegated, finished 20th. And the 3 boys that was in front of me was Sergio Aguero, Diego Costa. Okay. And they play for Chelsea. Chelsea, Man City and Tottenham.
That's unbelievable company you're in there. For sure.
Jesus. Yeah. So that's when you thought, yeah, I can play a bit.
Yeah,
that's
but football is like that, mate, because I was linked with every Tom, Dick and Harry in the summer that was going to move. And I never moved. I had a year left at QPR. I was linked to go to Newcastle. That was one. I wanted to go there. That was where I wanted to go, and just could not agree terms. Steve McLaren wanted me, but the owner just wouldn't push the deal through, and that kind of be. If I look back on one disappointment, I say that I didn't play for Newcastle at the time.
No way.
For it, yeah. Then I had 6 months left in the Championship, and mate, 6 months left in the Championship with QPR, and I was like, I was probably buying into. And then when the young kids are listening to this, another thing, you should never buy into your own hype or get too carried away because it can soon smack you in the face, mate. I've gone from scoring 18 Premier League goals to then playing the Championship, think I was the bee's knees. I played okay. I scored 10 goals before Christmas, but I didn't really want to be there. I wanted to go. And then I was fortunate enough, Ronald Koeman signed me at Southampton.
Oh God. Yeah, that's That's really interesting though for young kids listening as well. You know, you gotta stay grounded. You know.
Yeah, you've got. But I always find you've got to have good people. Listen, in football, you have mates, you have teammates, you have good mates, and you don't always stay in contact. What I'm very fortunate, I've got a small circle outside of football that just tell me the truth. The boss at home tells me the truth, whether I'm good or not, mate. Even after Saturday, she has no problems in telling me whether I was good or not.
That's class.
But I think but it is important, and I think it's tough. I don't know how it goes with you guys because you do the coaching. I don't know if you ever have to have the sit down, the honest chats with people, but I always find it's better to be honest. I understand in men's football as such. Like for me, I've been in that background in the UK stuff. I've always just been better if someone's given me a rollicky and I've gone like, I haven't shied away from it. I'm like, I'll show you, mate.
Yeah.
I feel like that type of character is gone. It's gone. It's actually. I was going to say fizzling away,
no,
but it's actually gone. If we say that to a kid now,
but I'm not saying no, mate. I'm not saying
even young players.
I'm saying younger players now. I don't want them to shy away. Like, come on,
yeah.
come on.
Shane,
just like, come and show me.
That's gone, hasn't it, Shane?
I don't want. Yeah, I'm not being. Sorry, I'm not being like a. I'm not being an arsehole. I'm not being one of them bully characters. I just want to. It's like a rocket. I want to give you a rocket to then. Go to the next bit.
It's one of them stories that I heard about Alex Ferguson giving Wayne Rooney a bollocking because he could take it and it would lift him, but it was like a dig at Nanny. I heard that story somewhere else, but honestly, I think now in the modern game, and especially with young kids, and Shane and I as well, we have to be so careful with what we say because it can make or break them. Because I feel like a lot of players now need their arm around them, even in the Premier League, Charlie. You know,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
These players need like their arms around them. You can't give them.
Everyone, especially now the way the game's going, everybody has different backgrounds and everybody has different upbringings, etc. So it generally all depends, and it depends on the person. You might have a quiet person, you might have someone goes quiet about their business, you might have a loud person. It just, I don't know, it's tough. But I always found better when if someone give it to me.
Yeah.
It was fine, mate. Yeah, mate. I just want
to ask you, just listening to there, Charlie. How important do you think like momentum is as a striker? Because every time we've asked you a question about you've gone to a club or you've gone to the next club, you've always said you've scored and you've got yourself up and running like pretty quickly.
You want to get up, Shane, as a centre forward. You want to get off the duck egg as quickly as possible, mate.
Yeah.
I couldn't care how it goes in, mate. I generally couldn't care, mate. Like my first goal at Swindon, scored in my debut, decent finished, instinct. Then I went to Burnley. My first goal for Burnley, right, was against Watford. Keith Tracy's shot, it hit a defender, hit me in the chest and went in. I was off and running. Like I scored off like machine. But then I've obviously scored at Southampton my debut header at Old Trafford. Like it's so important for centre forwards to just get off that zero. Because all people say is, they ain't scored this season. I always think they ain't scored this season. When you get that duck egg gong straight away, I think then you can build them. Then you can really build.
Yeah, that's a great question. Going back to what you just mentioned then, that I want to talk about Southampton. I remember when I spoke to you in Melbourne, Charlie, before you left, I said, who's the best player you've played with? And you said probably Mane or Verge at Southampton. What was it like? Because when I'm a massive Liverpool fan, so I was like, holy shit. Are they the best players you played with?
Yeah, Dusan Tadic, you'd have to throw in there as well, mate.
Oh my God, what a player!
Yeah.
What was Tarap like? Atlas Tarap?
Oh yeah. Listen, I caught him at a bad time, didn't I? Let's be we're honest. I caught him at a bit of a bad time where he's going through ups and downs of his career, but he had all the talent, mate. He had all the talent. And when he had that phenomenal year in the Championship, in the Prem, that was, say, 18 months before I come. He just got, I think, just caught up in the London lifestyle, with all due respect, which is easy to get sucked in. Yeah, but many of players, the foreign players and English players have gone there and got caught up in that because something's going on every night, mate. So if you ain't, it is something's going on every night. So if you're not like that, then you're not going to be able to do it. But yeah, Lee, going back to your thingy, like I said, Virgin took me probably a year to realise how good he was. When Sadio went to Liverpool, I thought that is a lot of money, 30 million. But listen, wait a minute. This is like when 30 million was a lot of money, yeah? Not like what it is now when 30 million is just for anyone. Like Sadio's going for 30 million. I was like, this is a lot of money because I only spent 6 months with him. I thought he was raw. I honestly just thought he was raw. I didn't really see he blossom into the player that obviously he has. And he's been world class. And then was I wrong after 6 months, mate? As soon as he started Liverpool, he was gone. But the big man at the back, mate, was different gear. Was just he oozed class, mate. Not that he doesn't try. It's just that's his mannerisms, I think, and the way he goes about it. And listen, we come back. Pellegrini was in charge. The Spaniard come in, and Virgil was linked to Liverpool at the time. And fair play to the manager because this takes balls, by the way, because this is the best player at the football club by a mile. This is also a player that is being linked with Liverpool, which is arguably one of the best clubs in England. He got us all in and went, but Virgil said he don't want to play for the football club no more. He wants to go to Liverpool. Well, he's not going to train with us. So he's going to go and train over there on his own. Day one of pre-season. Wow. And like pushed him over there for 6 weeks. Don't get me wrong, 2 days after the transfer window shut after Virgil did win, he was straight back in. He was straight back in. But he was brilliant football player, mate. And he still is now. And it's no surprise to me how good he is and what he's gone on to do so far.
Would you put him in the same bracket as like Rio's, your Vidic, your John Terry's?
Do you know what? Yeah, and I said this before to someone else. I think it's so hard to compare until they finish, right?
Oh, it's a good shout.
Just because everyone says, oh, they need to win these trophies. They need to win these trophies. Now, I played against John Terry. I didn't play against Rio. Rio's my teammate. I played against JT. He was solid, mate.
Was he? Yeah?
JT didn't get enough, solid. But he didn't get enough credit for what he did with his feet. I thought he was very good with his feet.
Yeah, also. I say that. He could ping a diag with his left foot straight to his feet.
Yeah, and he's definitely in the conversation for sure, mate. He's definitely, arguably, was it last year, before his injury, mate, he was arguably the best player, best defender in the world. Let's be honest. When Liverpool won the Champions League against Tottenham, I know Tottenham didn't show up, but I'm just saying, at that time, and when Liverpool went to win the league, he's the best defender in the world.
Yeah, it was a joke. The only downfall, which I can see a little bit this season, he hasn't got that Vidic nature in him where he'll throw himself on the ground and block a shot. And like you said before, that's the way he plays, no?
Yeah, that's that. I guess I don't think you'll ever see that from Virg, Lee. I don't think you will. I don't think you'll ever see that from him. But then they're two. But then are you going to see Vidic have a touch at it and just hit a nonchalant ball out to Robertson? You're not, are you? You're not going to.
Yeah,
that's true.
They've all got their strengths and weaknesses, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, comparing players, of course, we're always going to do it. That's what it is. But they all were top bracket.
Wow, mate. I kind of forgot that you played with. I just forgot that Manny and Virg were at Southampton.
Yeah, mate. Tadic was there. And then obviously Dusan went to Ajax. So Ajax captain. He went run the shirt, the burner bell, mate. He wanted the ball, mate. He wanted the ball. 1 man around him, 5 men around him.
Just give it to him.
Rate that. Big fan.
Yeah, he wanted the ball. Like, he's like, trust me, just trust me, just trust me. I was like, you've got 2 men on you. Just trust me. I'll give it back to you. That's what he wanted. Ryan Bertrand won a Champions League at Chelsea. Played left back. Arguably, best left back I played with by a country mile.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. I did want to ask you a question. Did you play with Lallana?
No, I played against Adam when I was like at Swindon and stuff, and Southampton was in League One. Yeah, phenomenal, mate. But I never played with him. But he was he lived in Bournemouth near me back home. Very good, very good. And you see him, the way he was, he kind of took his game, the way he played League One, the Championship, he took it into the Prem and never really changed. If that makes sense, he didn't go away from what his strength was. He added to his game, of course, but his nuts and bolts of his game was still the same. That's like James Ward-Prowse, mate. You boys go on about like you want to go in for like the one-on-one stuff and all that. Let me tell you, that boy would practice after training every day, 4 mannequins, up and over. No surprise, he scored 16 free kicks.
Hey, mate. I've said this. He's the best set piece taker by a country mile in the world, and I'll argue with anyone on that one.
He practiced so much, man.
He put that whip in for you at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
What was that like scoring there?
Mate, I just signed for the football club. Mate, I just signed for the football club the week before. I trained obviously 4 days, and then I'm going. I'm at Old Trafford. I'm on the bench. I'm like, this is mad. And then he just told me to go and warm up, and got the shout back. It was like 83 minutes. So I come on for Sadio actually, and the first couple of touches kept the ball, and then I won a free kick in the corner. I was like, right. I remember Paddy McNair was marking me, and Jose Font was next to me, and Morgan Snyderlin was there. And I kind of pushed Paddy McNair, and now I'm back behind Jose Font. We're almost in like a 4 line. I thought, I've got you. If this is right, I've got you. I kind of ran to the front post and stopped. He's watched the ball, and then I've just darted back. I had a free header 6 yards out.
Yeah, debut, right in the middle.
I wasn't passing that out. It was. Do you know what I mean? It was the perfect icebreaker as such, relaxation. I've gone into a whole new dressing room with arguably superstars, all international. But we get international breaks, mate. We have 4 of us left because obviously all international footballers, And it was just the perfect one. I scored on my debut at Old Trafford. Nothing will beat that.
Wow,
that's brilliant. But that's again, like I said, that's another great start in another club. You just kind of springboard straight away. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
I see.
Remix of Charlie. I'm a big racing fan. I know you love your racing. What got you into horse racing?
Well, I lived in a place called Hungerford, which ran a corner's Lambourne, which is like 10, 15 minutes. Jockeys lived in the town and stuff. My grand liked having a bet and stuff like that. And I just got into it really. And Newbury is not far from me on the train. It's like 2 stops. I used to go, and I think just one day I thought, I'd love to be in the ring. I'd love to own a racehorse. And then obviously I was fortunate to be in a position that I could, but I'd always like to have a bet. I like to have a pound Yankee or something like that. Try and get one click and just for a bit of fun. But I've got a couple of mates that are jockeys and stuff. But I just, do you know what it boils down to, Shane? Winning. I just want to win, mate. I've had about 10 horses, man. I've gone about racing. So I scored a brace on a Monday night against Aston Villa live on Sky, Monday Night Football, And my horse won the bumper on a Wednesday at Worcester. And I reckon it was on par with the same feeling as what I had, mate. When my horse won.
That's brilliant. What price was he when he won?
He opened up 10s, won at 4s, so family base. We was all collecting.
Someone knew something then.
Doesn't give a fuck about the playoff final as long as his horse wins on a Wednesday.
Yeah, mate, that was it. Wednesday at Worcester. Mate.
You had a winner in Maidan, yeah? In another bat one for you in Maidan,
another bat. Yes, I bought him from Ireland. He came over, ran for George Scott for me, and he asked, "Let's go to Dubai."
You got to the track?
No, I never went. We went. He literally come off the plane. 2 of my mates, Donald O'Neill and Sam Mitchell, was going to ride. Then they couldn't because they're retained by Almac 2. So I was like, right, I need a jockey. Anyway, Conor Beasley said I ride it. So I was like, all right, perfect. Mate, bolted up. I was at home and my gaff going absolutely mental, mate.
I was watching it today. I watched the back today.
Yeah, mate. He's in good form. He took me to Turkey, mate. When I bought him as a 2-year-old, then later on, I went to Turkey and ran in a race, mate, for 115,000 euros to the winner. We was racing against nobody. We won by 6 lengths. I was in Turkey and his mate was running around like a beach track. I was up there like this.
Proper buzz, isn't it? Wow, what a sport. What a sport.
You love it, don't you, Shane? You go mad for it.
I love it. Have you been over here yet, Charlie?
No, mate. Do you know what? I just can't get into it, Buzz.
Listen.
I just been. I think it's because I don't understand it.
No, trust me. I was the exact same. It took me a while to warm to it, but then once you get your head around it and you start to it is very, very good. Like in around Randwick and all. Randwick's probably the best race course I've been in the world.
That's it. Yeah, that's the Saturday track, ain't it?
Yeah. No, it's on the big days and the sunshine.
I am looking forward to though, chaps. I am looking forward to the Melbourne Cup. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to that.
It's a good sport. Good sport to watch.
Good.
Charlie, honestly, I feel like we've got so much in common. I feel like we could speak for about 50 hours. I said this to Shane today in the office. I was like, mate, we've got we love golf, we love racing, we talk football.
Hey, Shane,
Yeah.
It's great. Did you see my video? Just a quick one. You do not understand how hard I hit that ball at Ultra Football on that Wednesday, mate. When I smashing them balls, Lee, with Billy, oh my God, mate. The first, I just got the first one, mate.
Surely
I
you were
hit the
stiff
cage,
next
mate.
day.
No, I wasn't too, but you know what? I see Cummins hitting the ball, and I thought, I'm gonna have to a little stretch here. And I hit the first one, right? I hit the cage started to wobble. Then I think I just got excited. Whack crossbar, whack cage, whack. Then I just felt like more, every time I put the ball down, I just felt more and more heads were coming towards the cage.
Honestly, you were just levering it, weren't you? I was cracking it. I was in the background. I was like, I'm not sure he's hitting that hard enough. Absolutely
smashing it.
Paint flying everywhere.
No, I was saying to Shane in the office today, we could honestly talk about so much stuff because we've got so much in common. But we there's probably loads of things we've missed out. But we asked them. I do want to ask one quick thing. What was it like working under Harry Redknapp? Because I love Harry Redknapp.
Same, brilliant. He's good friends with my granddad, my dad's dad. So I knew him. I knew him, but didn't know him. Like I knew him to say hello if I was with my granddad, but if I wasn't with my granddad, then I wouldn't say hello. If that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, he gave me so much confidence when I come. Listen, I just failed a medical at Hull, and when he phoned me and told me, listen, don't worry about that, we're coming. I was like, oh, okay, look, I will come. And I remember going for a medical at QPR on the Wednesday night, did all the scans, and then on the Thursday morning, I'm in the hospital again doing the other stuff with the doc, and the phone rings, and it was the gaffer, and he said. And the doc said to me, Charlie, as manager, do you want to wear number 9? And I was like, yeah, if I get through this. Because obviously I failed a medical, so I was nervous. Anyway, put the phone down and said, well, that's the end of this medical then. And that was it. It was done. He just gave me belief straight away and backed me. And I think he did that as soon as I come through in the door. And then when we got to the Premier League, for him to not bring another striker in and back me like that, that made me grow in confidence that he's backing me here, and it kind of went from there. No, I really enjoyed playing. I played good football under Harry.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it all day, but we took to social media, Charlie. I seen as well, absolute legend. You gave it a retweet on Twitter. I've gone mad on Twitter lately. I've always been a big person on Twitter, but I've noticed that for Joner Football, it's quite a good platform as well if you chuck some knowledge out there. But
Twitter's a mad spot though. Twitter's full of
you've got listen with the social. Yeah, the social it's pure thick skin, man. You got to be thick skin for that. Just chuck it on. Replies non-existent. It's just about the views and what's coming on. Just do you know what I mean? That's what it is. It is. That's what it is. Sometimes you laugh or you cry, mate. If you didn't have thick skin in this game, you'd be
we say that, don't we, Shane? You see a lot of the old players, old pros saying like, "Thank God social media wasn't around when they were playing."
Yeah. Of course, that is it. And like you say, it's like anything. We go back to anything. Technology is taking over, whether it's social media, whether it's the GPS. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
technology.
You've got to adapt to it, haven't you?
Yeah, mate.
So to finish the podcast, we do like some quick fire questions and some questions from like I say your fans, if so.
Yeah.
Mate, I put one on my Joner Insta and they were absolutely flooding in. So I picked some of the best ones and I looked on Twitter as well. Yeah. You've got them there as well, Shane. Some of them there from this morning. But I've got one here from Chris Payton on Twitter. He's put, was he ever close to a move to Scotland, Celtic or Rangers? It was reported here, but I'd be interested to know how true that was.
I was close to moving to Celtic. Neil Lennon was in charge. I was at Burnley at the time. But it was a domino effect. Hooper had to go to Norwich, then I was going to Celtic.
Wow, Celtic was a huge club, no?
Yeah, and I was only at Burnley at the time. I think it was 22. I think we just had Ava Bella at the time, and it was like, what's going on here? And I didn't realise what was going on really. I got home from training, put Sky Sports on like you do when it's transfer window, don't you? Time. Next minute, there's me like running up the pitch in my Burnley kit. Then it goes to Neil Lennon. I was like, hey, but yeah, It was just that was how close it was. It was just like the domino really effect. But other than that, mate, no.
Wow, that's interesting. I like Celtic if I'm going to go for a Scottish team. Huge club. This one's from Z on Twitter. He's put, which player has impressed you the most at the Raw?
Kaitra.
Yeah.
Talented.
Yeah, he's got a chance.
Really?
He's got a chance. He's very versatile. He can play at many positions for me. Lads say he can play at the back. He can play at the full back. As you see, he played 6 the other day. Yeah, he's got a chance. But what he does want to do, mate, he'll give you 100% every day. He's 100%er, mate. And you get a team of 100%ers in there, you're not going wrong. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love this question, by the way, from Andy on Twitter. He's put, if he could have played with one footballer from prior to Charlie starting his career, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
You know how you get like a lot of them players, Charlie, that slip under the cracks that are worldy and they just like didn't get their chance?
It's hard, sometimes.
That's a tough one. So before I played, someone obviously I watched. Mate, do you know what? Nah, that's not a hard one, mate.
Go on.
Brazilian Ronaldo, mate, was a joke.
Yeah.
You're spot on there, 100%.
He is the best centre forward there has ever been. Period.
I'm gutted he got all them injuries, me.
Mate, they used to have the double step over, man.
What about it? What about every time he was one-on-one with a keeper, it's a guarantee he was going around him as well?
Yeah, just take the piss.
Step over to, yeah. Like even them clips, he's very, the best, obviously there's loads of clips. There's that clip with Sir Bobby Robson, isn't there? Which at Barcelona, when you just see him walking off with his hands on his head because he just done like a pirouette on the halfway line, run through and scored. Yeah, for me, Brazilian Ronaldo, mate. Yeah. And they call him Fat Ronaldo. They got no respect nowadays.
Right. Quick fire questions, right? But they're never quick fire because sometimes you have like a good story that goes with it. So we'll finish with this. And I love it as well. I absolutely love it. It's been an amazing podcast. I honestly go for like 5 hours, but we'll fly through it. All right, Charlie?
All right, mate.
You ready? Best player you've played with. You can only pick one.
Virgil.
Best player you've played against?
Oh, mate. I played against Yaya Toure, Eden Hazard, Cesc Fab. Oh, mate, come on, mate. What do you want me to do here?
Yeah, Toure.
Oh, yeah, best. Yeah. Actually, you did say Yaya Toure. What was he like?
Monster, mate. Monster. I'd have to say Hazard, mate. That year they played, like he was, Eden Hazard.
Wow. Best ground you've played at?
Anfield.
Oh, I love
Don't say that.
Yeah, but I know, but
what, are you saying for atmosphere? Are you saying for atmosphere there?
Best atmosphere. I love playing at Anfield just for the iconic stadium. It was an amazing. It had an aura there. That's when they sing "You Never Walk Alone," regardless who you are. Like made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It really did.
Have you ever played in Leeds? Played against Leeds?
Yeah, against Leeds, mate. We got Kisnor by the weekend. I gave him the runaround twice, beat him 3-0 at home, 3-0 away. Don't think I ain't telling him that this weekend. Don't worry about that.
Wow.
Charlie, you crack me up, man. Oh, God. You played at Anfield, man. That's my dream. So next up, most hostile ground you've ever played at?
Everton. Tight, mate. That was before they changed the dugout. The tunnel now is down in the bottom corner, and it used to walk out the middle of the pitch. That was touch tight, and they felt like they was on top of your Everton.
Wow. Your best moment as a footballer?
I scored a Premier League hat trick, mate.
Should we just end the podcast on that, Chef?
Yeah, we leave.
Yeah.
No,
I've scored a hat trick on FIFA.
Yeah, I think I scored a Premier League hat trick. Listen, the Man United one was phenomenal. Of course, it was on my debut. It was great to get the start, but not many can say they scored a Premier League hat trick.
Oh, God.
The yellow ball.
What you do with the ball? What you do with the ball?
Well, mate, if I told you, you'd be disgusted, mate.
No, what?
The boys used the boy. No. The ball's at home back in the UK, yeah. But I remember telling the boys, Nathan, when we used to have breakfast, I was with Nathan Redmond, Jack Stevens, and Brian Bertrand. That was like the four of us at Saints. And they was like, Chazza, what do you do your hat trick for? So I was like, I've got a couple from like Burnley. They're like in the case. But I said the Prem one's just in the office on the floor, a bit deflated. They're like, what? It's not like in the bar. I was like, no, I'll send you a picture later. Mate, it's just in the office, like on on the floor under the desk.
Nah,
No,
that's
you
got to
gotta
be sitting on the fireplace
sort it
there.
out. Come on, Charlie. That's got to be
I know,
underneath the
it's poor.
TV.
I know.
Oh, no.
It's poor. It's
Uh,
poor.
Oh, Shane, I reckon Charlie, will answer this, but let's see.
Go on.
A player that you thought is stealing
Yeah.
a living.
No, I can't answer that.
I knew it.
Can't
Everybody
answer it.
swerved
There's
that.
a lot. There's a lot of them though, Charlie. Like, how have you got it?
They're everywhere. They're
They're
everywhere.
everywhere,
Full of
mate.
it.
No, there's plenty. There's
Love
plenty. There's plenty. I think. No, I can't say.
Yeah, nah,
I
same.
know what the answer to this is because you've already mentioned it a few times. Night out with the lads or night in with the missus. Will she listen to this or not?
No, it depends if you clip this part. No, do you know what? Yeah, as I'm older, I'm no good with hangovers, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate.
I think I'd rather have after the game for Carver, right? Play the game, don't we, the weekend? Just for I said, what are we having for food in that? She's like, you choose. So I was like, right, we'll get so let's get a Chinese. That's my go-to after football. Get Chinese. She's like, all right, pick up a bottle of wine on the way home. I said, I've got to have a gallon of water before. I didn't even have a bevy after the game.
It's changed.
I felt done in, mate. I felt done in, but hangovers hang about for like 2 days for me now.
Yeah.
Beforehand, it was like, just brush it off by Monday, you're sweet. By Tuesday, I'm still.
Hey, Charlie, can you explain to Shane, who hasn't got kids yet, how hard a hangover is with kids?
Oh, they know. They know.
Oh, it's one of the worst things I've ever experienced.
Shane, they know, mate.
Yeah,
They know. And when you're suffering, they want to play up even more.
This is a good one. Best pair of boots you've ever had?
All right, I'll go way back now. Remember when I said she was playing like 15s? So I'd say 2 pairs. When I was 15, 16 playing men's football, I had the Torres. Silver and gold ones.
Oh,
T90s?
yeah.
T90s, yeah.
T90s,
But then I wore, when I went for a stage at Burnley, I scored 20 goals in like 17 games. I had these Night Vapor seaweed boots, mate. Mate, they were phenomenal, mate. They were like seaweed boots, is that? They were phenomenal, mate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was just the colour.
They were working, though.
You love
working.
it. You love that type of stuff as well.
That was it, mate. That was it.
Oi.
Yeah.
I've got something that I'm going to do it now because I'm going to forget. Any danger if you score in the A-League, if I give you a little celebration request or what? I reckon you've got it. Give me time. I'll give you one. Have you got it in your locker or not?
Yeah, but don't make me start dancing or anything like Wally.
No, because I know you love like the Cantona. You give it to Cantona, didn't you? Sydney United. Yeah. Oi, leave it with me. I'd love it if you bagged one in the A-League and did a little Joner tribute.
I'll do one.
Yeah, love that. Leave it with me.
I
won't embarrass you.
I'll do it.
Best goal you've ever scored?
Oh, it has to be Southampton one because I would never be able to recreate it because it was pure instinct. Eduardo Vargas got it just inside the box for QPR and kind of just puts it into an area, and I've got back to goal. It comes across me at the front. I just put my right foot up and control it, and as I do, I swivel with the left and bang it in. Pure instinct. Never be able to recreate that again, mate.
Sorry, you mentioned that a few times, like pure instinct. Why do you think that is not coachable?
Because you just have it or you ain't.
You reckon?
Definitely.
I just think some players are different. You just have it. You just have the knack of being in the right place at the right time and just where the ball's going to bounce. And why are you shooting from there for? Well, don't shoot, don't score. Don't buy a ticket, you don't win. Just think the goal scorers are the most selfish people on the pitch. That's why they paid the most money.
Yeah, right. That's a good answer as well. I like these two questions. Best piece of advice you've ever got during your career?
At a young age, my dad used to always say to me, every time you go across a white line, play to the best of your ability. You just don't know who's watching. Yeah. You just don't know who's watching. And that kind of played in that 3-4 year window that I had when I'd left Reading as such. I was thinking, Dad, who's going to come watch us playing that, like here, dog and duck kind of thing? And truth be told, someone did. As I got older, Control the controllables.
Ooh.
Don't worry about everyone. Don't worry about everyone else, but make sure your bit's in order. And you control what you can control. Don't worry about what's going on with everything else.
That's really
brilliant.
good advice.
That's brilliant.
I remember just going back to. I remember playing it when I was at Wrexham, Shane, and I was playing right back, and I'm trying to like chat with the left winger, and I was a young kid. I was like 17, 18, just playing in the resis, and one of the experienced centre halves was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like,
What are you
focus."
chatting about?
Yeah, what are you like? Focus on the players in and around your position. Don't worry about the left winger, mate. He's all the way over there. Like, just focus on what you can do, and that really stuck with me as well.
Yeah.
Because I thought talking was a big part of the game, which it is, but I'm trying to like scream instructions at left winger. He's like, "Nah, what are you doing?" And I remember learning from that day. Yeah, he's right. I can't control what he can do. I need to just make sure my game's in check. You know.
Yeah, it is control the controllables.
Yeah. Your best mate in football.
I've got two. Jack Stevens, who's currently on loan at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And Marvin Bartley, who is the first team coach at Livingston.
All right. Love that.
Yeah, Marvin we moved to Burnley together at the same time, and we roommates and lived in the hotel for 2 months like together. So we stay in touch now, and he's probably one of my closest. And then at the moment, like as in that not as in at the moment, but the most current one that I struck up a very good relationship was Lyndon Dykes. Dykes, he's centre forward at QPR. Yeah,
I always say in football you meet so many people, don't you, Charlie? That you come across.
John Paul McGovern gave me the best advice, mate. I remember leaving Swindon to go to Burnley. I said, "I'll be in touch, man." He said, "You won't. Football just moves too fast." But he wasn't being like. He just said, "Look, football moves too fast, and you meet so many people." Mate, the best thing I've done since I come over here, I got this Aussie phone. I don't even pick up my English phone, mate. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
You meet so many people in football, and listen, you meet genuine people, and you meet social people that want to climb, and you meet all this kind of stuff. Ultimately, a lot of people are just out for themselves, mate.
Yeah, you're dead right.
Yeah, spot on again.
Shaz, love this one. Who's the funniest player you've come across in your career?
Victor Wanyama.
No.
Wow.
Mate, I know. He was so funny, mate. Big Kenyan centre midfielder, big Vic. I used to get changed next to him every day, mate, at Saints when I first went there. For the 6 months, he made me laugh so much every day. You do all these Kenyan dances and all that. Brilliant. Mate, I don't know, just something about him. Because you kind of, I don't know, you just didn't expect it. He was just the one that made me chuckle.
I rate that.
Yeah.
Well, I would almost say, Charlie, who's the most famous person you've got in your phone book, or both phone books at this rate?
Well, the Aussie one, I've got no one really. I've got no one in there, mate.
Joner Football, sure.
I've got you in there, mate. You're the most famous one in there. I've got no one.
Probably be a big one of the big managers, no? That like Harry Redknapp or something. Have you got Harry's number?
Yeah, I've got Harry next to Speak Racing. John Terry, Wazza, Sir Tony McCoy.
Wazza. Oh wow.
Yeah, we went on. Yeah, no, AP lives around the corner from me back home. Yeah, so I went on holiday I think it was about 2017 or something like that, and to Barbados with the missus and the kids, and he was there with his wife and the kids. We went and played golf, and that he was brilliant. But he was in the England squad with me when I went there. He was captain. He was brilliant for me. He introduced me to everyone. But when we went away on holiday, we just went and played golf. Left the girls to it. Went and played golf. Got on the beers, brilliant, mate. But he was top. But he was top. Yeah, he was top. My dad come with me like on holiday. My mum and dad, and he sat and spoke to my dad like he was just a normal picture. He was just, the shackles were off with him. He just spoke. He felt so comfortable, and
that's brilliant.
Top fella.
That's cool.
Wow, that's class. Charlie, listen, I honestly, Shane, I think we could easily do a part 2, man. I don't know. I knew this podcast was going to be class.
I'll leave it with you, mate. I'll leave it with you. You let me know.
I'll
do that.
Actually, I'll leave it to the fans. Do we want a part 2?
Maybe what we'll do is if obviously depend on Charlie schedule and stuff, but at the end of the season,
I've got an idea.
Grab Charlie again for an hour and we just chat again.
No, I've got an idea, because like sitting down like this sometimes can get a bit because you love golf, right? I think we should, if you get any time, or we get spare time.
I said to you, didn't I? I want to do. I think we're going to get a window, depending on the time. If the dates work, Because I said I'd come up. I said I'd come and do something, didn't I?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd love to do a training session with you, but
yeah, I said I'd do it. If I'll get the tight, depending on the dates, what we get off for the World Cup, and depending if they meet with you, we'll sort something out.
Yeah, how good it be go for a little game of golf and just I don't know, just play golf and fuck the cameras off, or
I don't know. We'll sort something out.
Play golf,
Yeah,
mic up, and do a little part 2 whilst we're playing golf. Like I'll
Just leave that
bat
to
you.
you.
I'll bat
What do
you.
you play off? Because we didn't get to that at the start.
Mate,
What's your handicap?
I'm gonna be honest, Charlie Lee's a serious golfer. I think
agree
he's like
perfectly.
+1. He's +1 maybe.
Oh yeah.
And I'm off about 8 at the moment.
Yeah, see, I'm 10. That's good going, Lee, right? My mate back home is +2, and I love playing with him because when you play, I think it's like with anything in sport. When you play with someone and that's good at that, and everyone knows how hard golf is, like it's fucking great to watch.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Oh, Charlie, no band, and not blowing
Yeah.
smoke at Lee, but we played last week. Lee hasn't picked up the bag. The bag's there. He hasn't picked up his bag for 2 months, and we went out and we played last Tuesday, and he was like, he's 5 under or something. Like, true.
Yeah, mate. They make it look so easy, mate. Bullshit.
I think golf, right, is the way you speak about football. Like you've either like, I don't know, I just picked up a club and I could hit it straight away when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And my dad used to say to me, like, Lee, you just could. A pro used to say to my dad when I was like 9, I just picked up this fucking wooden thing, this old wooden driver, and started launching it on the driving range. And he said to my dad, he can be a professional golfer. And my dad was like, nah, my dad really wanted me to play football. He's like, nah, I want to play football. But I don't know, just pick up a golf club and I can hit it. But I'd love to have a game. Like it'd be class.
We'll play.
Yeah,
we'll
let's
play,
lock that in, boys.
We'll do something. But listen, I'll leave that up to you. But honestly, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure to both of you. All right, wish you all the best.
It's been class.
And I will look out for your stuff on there. I do have a good stuff, mate. Got some good, like I said, some good kids on there, mate. The boys and the girls, mate. Honestly, some good stuff going on there. But but one question.
Go on.
One question. Who sometimes when you are doing shooting, majority of the time, who do you have in goal?
It's got to be clipped, isn't it?
Oh my Lord. Sometimes it goes in, right? And I think, what, is he all right there or something? If Joner told him not to dive for this one, I'm going to try and whip this. I'm trying to whip this one. If it's close to your body, I don't know. Just let it go past you, then dive. I've seen plenty of them, mate.
Bro, I'm actually crying laughing at his shots.
Who is that? Don't get me wrong. Some of them are bangers, mate, that flying there. But others, I'm like, what's he on this goalie, mate?
I know. It's just young kids that come down. Do you know what I mean? We can't get anyone, and do you know what I mean?
But I'll fair play to them. Sometimes I think, oh my God, what's going on here? But what did I like the other day that I see? The last one before I shoot, the reverse finish. Let me tell you, it works so much.
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah, I posted on Twitter.
When you get in your left side pocket when you come in, just you look to go down.
Harry Kane, man, just way.
Yeah, the goal. Remember his goal against Chelsea from about 30 yards out or something. When he rode the first challenge, didn't he? Then just smashed it.
But keepers move, don't they? Keepers move.
Yeah, always. Yeah, always. But listen, chat. Take care.
You're a legend, Charlie. Nah, honestly.
Man. All the best in your season, Charlie. Go and smash
it.
100%, brother. Honestly, tuning in. Proper legend. Thanks very much, Charlie, for your time.
No worries.
Mate.
Take care,
mate. Speak to you soon.
Take care. All the best.
Yes, guys, I always forget to put this at the end, but if you can rate our podcast on iTunes or Spotify, it would be much appreciated. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. Charlie Austin podcast, unbelievable. I loved it. What a genuine guy. Wears his heart on his sleeve, says what's on his mind, and that's what makes a great podcast. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Thanks again for your time, Charlie. And I definitely think we're going to do a part 2 on a golf course. I'll batter you and Shane. Thanks so much for the support, guys. Love you all. Peace. See you on the next episode.